Alright, hi everyone. In this video, I'll be reacting to one of the YouTube channels, the Game Terrorists early uploads. Yeah, I think this video was back in 2010, so it's around 11 years ago. Uh, if you do like this video, please consider to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and comment down below if you have anything to say. Yeah, thank you so much. Let's start with the video.
Slap on some sunscreen and break out your peeler, cause we're getting fruity.
With Gilligan, the skipper too, a millionaire and his wife.
Hello internet and welcome to Game Theory, the show that's gonna put this game on the map. Literally. This week we're gonna put this game on the map. Literally. By the end we'll see that this tropical romp is a key to unlocking a real yet virtual
I can't hear you. That's alright. I can hear you, that's horrible.
Truly unheard of war in America's history.
Oh.
So enough pussyfooting around and let's do this. Now I'm a fan of hard games, old school hard. Battletoads, I wanna be the guy, both on my top 10 list, and man, the original Adventure Island is definitely in that league. Slippery controls, one-hit kills, lack of continues, memorization, glorious! You play as Master Higgins, a baseball cap, green short wearing Joe Schmo who's
Wow, this game I played before and it's old school. You know, it's old school. Even in my time, that was old school.
not afraid to let it all hang out as he
gosh.
skateboards his way to rescuing his hot trophy girlfriend, Princess Leilani, whose name mysteriously changes to Tina in the end credits. Wait, did she just break off the ropes herself? Women unacceptable! Anyway, Hudson Soft, the developers and publishers, claim the setting of the game, this so-called island of adventure, is located in the South Pacific. I say they need to retake world geography. Let's look at the gameplay. Like a lot of old platformers, this one doesn't let you daintily saunter through its gauntlet of snails, frogs, and jumping octopi. Oh no. You best be running your rotund self to the finish line before this bar runs out. What is it? It's a starvation meter. That's right. Unless Higgins is constantly stuffing fresh island fruit down his gullet every couple of seconds.
This is Cookie Monster. If the audience if the audience right now doesn't know, Cookie Monster only eat cookies. So fruits, not his taste.
He loses all will to live, and that's where we find our first clue, the local cuisine. Here are all the foodstuffs that appear in the game. We have bananas, and this could be an apple, or a cherry. This could be a tomato, or an apple. Let's just say that's a carrot, and if Yoshi's story was a waste of money, at the very least it taught me that those are melons. Oh, and there's coconuts hanging from the trees in the background. Coconuts and bananas are the most common in the game, so we're looking for a place that has a lot of both. Here are lists of the top 5 coconut and banana producing nations in the world. Comparing the lists, Brazil and India aren't islands, leaving only the Philippines, but is it an island?
Why?
Now, mind you, geography was always my worst subject in school, so this was a legitimate question. But for those of you playing at home, yes it is. However, never is it listed as part of the South Pacific. To make our case airtight, let's look at the rest of the pixelated produce. Carrots,
Gosh, what did I just saw? No, the shelf never. Oh, sorry.
was a legitimate question,
this
but for those of you playing at home, yes it is. However, never is it listed as part of the South Pacific. To make our case
Never. Oh, man, I feel bad for you. I'm so sorry.
airtight, let's look at the rest of the pixelated produce. Carrots are listed as one of the most important vegetables found in the Philippine highlands, so check there. As for the melon, see the pattern on it? That's because it's a netted melon, also called a nutmeg melon, a rock melon, a musk melon, or most commonly, a cantaloupe. That said, does it exist in the Philippines? Normally, not so much. But a company named AgriNurture has created a new strain of cantaloupe specifically in the Philippines. Called the honey melon, this superfruit thrives in tropical soil, produces more frequent and sweeter yields, and is resistant to pests. The fact that it's rarer also reflects it
Rare candy. Oh! Taking a reference from Pokemon.
being the most prized fruit for Master Higgins in the game. Cherries and apples normally need cooler climates to flourish, but submitted for the approval of the Game Theory Society, I give you manzanitas, small trees spread throughout the Philippines that produce fruit the locals call Philippine cherries. As far as apples are concerned, check these out. They're called star apples for the star pattern in the pulp, and yes,
Wow. I've never seen that before. Wow.
they grow in the Philippines. And to cover all our bases, if these poorly defined pixels happen to be a tomato,
It's like broccoli. It's like broccoli. Are those broccolis? Yeah, they are broccolis.
tomatoes rank second only to eggplant in production area in the country. Eggplant, which also makes an appearance in the game to suck the life out of our portly protagonist. I don't know what it is about old NES games, but between this and Kid Icarus, it's no wonder that a generation of kids grew up not wanting to eat their veggies. MatPat Hudson Soft said the game is in the South Pacific. True, but despite these oceanic nations producing some amount of coconut and banana, the rest of their crops are much more limited. Vanuatu, coconuts. Tuvalu, coconuts. Papua New Guinea, coffee and coconuts. Tonga, squash and coconuts. Micronesia, taro and sweet potato. And it wouldn't be the first time an old NES game had errors in it. I mean, look at the game's booklet. King Quiller as a final boss? No such enemy exists. So are we really going to trust their authority? But yes, you're right. Fruit alone does not a meal make. It's only the garnish on this delicious entree of proof we're making, so let's look at some protein. We have red octopi, blue octopuses, some long thin fish that jumps out of the water to attack, and a fire-spitting cobra. There's also a generic bird, bat, and spider, but those guys appear in every game, so who cares? Here's a video of a red octopus off the coast of the Philippines, so we know that they're around. But more interesting and rare is the blue octopus. Or should I say, the blue-ringed octopus. The only species in the world that features the color blue, found in the Pacific waters around, you guessed it, the Philippines.
Wow.
Despite being the size of a golf ball, they're one of the
Wait, the size of a golf ball? Wow, that's small.
world's deadliest animals. They carry enough venom to kill 26 adult humans in 90 minutes. 10,000 times stronger than cyanide, and with no known antidote and imperceptible bites, it's no wonder Higgins dies in one hit from touching them. When it's in attack mode, the rings on its body change to a bright peacock blue. Wild! The long thin fish looks a whole lot like a barracuda, and not only do they live in and around the Philippines, there's even a lake named after them. But most fitting of all, there have been reports of barracudas jumping out of the water to attack
Wow, that hurts.
humans. Finally, the fire-spitting cobra is actually an exact match to the Philippine cobra, a highly venomous breed of spitting snake found on the islands. And yes, you heard right, it's able to spit its venom up to 10 feet.
Wow.
The fastest recorded death caused by a bite from these guys, 30 seconds. Not quite the instant kill featured in the game, but pretty darn close. So I feel safe in saying that between our flora and fauna, we have a good handle on the location of the game. But how does knowing that Adventure Island is located in the Philippines better our appreciation of this NES
Sense nonsense.
classic? Well, that's my final thought. Look at Master Higgins, clearly a stereotypical American. Overweight, baseball cap, prone to shirtlessness, hot trophy wife who doesn't even know her own name. Now look at the villains of the game. All animals, or veggies, found on the island with the big boss being a voodoo wizard. So what? Well, you've heard of the Spanish-American War, right? How about the Philippine-American War beginning in 1890?
Yes, I heard about it. Yes, I do know about it.
99. One that took more lives and cost more money. I hadn't. This is a much abbreviated overview, but during the US's imperialist days, after kicking the Spanish out of the Philippines, Americans lingered a little too long, and the island that thought it had won its independence realized that they had just changed owners. I propose that Adventure Island is a symbolic representation of this struggle between the natural old way of life and the dominating American influence. That's why all your enemies are nature-themed, but if you really don't believe me, consider this. After winning the war, American settlers developed the land, using the rich soil to start huge tropical plantations. For workers, they hired the local Filipinos. Don't you find it odd that the American hero's name in Adventure Island is Master Higgins? What kind of a name is Master? Or is it a title given to a plantation owner? An American plantation owner in the Philippines? I'll let you be the judge. But hey, it's a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching.
Wow, it got dark fast. Wow, it got dark really fast.
Well, she sneaks about the world from Michigan to Carolina. She's a sticky finger culture fumbling down to...
Doing great, thanks. Doing great. Doing great, become doing great. Loves her melon, watermelon. Mix nuts.
Please take you for a ride on the boat to China. Tell me where in the world is
San Diego.
there's only South Korea. They've been done it 'cause Ryan come from the Red Sea to Greenland. Will they sing in the blues? Or will they never Arkansas? Still the beat come from a jungle. Tell me where in the world is...
Yo, yeah. That's. I really like that at the end of the entire thing, right? He just put yeah, and you.